it's super like I went to Democrat events when I was with the Democrat congressman, and they say Republicans are a threat to democracy. And I'd go to Republican events, and they'd say the same thing about Democrats. And for me, I mean, one of them has to be full of crap. Like they both can't be telling the truth. But
What
has
is
to be
going on,
lying.
people?
Like it
I'm
can't
just here
be
playing some
everybody's a
games.
threat to democracy. You know what I
Join
mean?
if
So
you'd
it's like
like.
I think like I remember you said last night, since I've been on these a couple times, it's like you're willing to talk to anybody, and I think that's a good thing because people aren't talking to each other. We're screaming at each other, and most of these issues, I think, especially with our generation, since I know you're 21, I'm 23. It's we're both kind of in the same age group, and it's like I hope with our generation we can somewhat find these common sense compromises that don't that make everyone feel okay that we're doing something all right. You
Yeah, I
know.
get that. Yeah, no, first of all, I appreciate the kind words, but yeah, like, I think we need more like um, compromise in government, and that's like one of the main reasons why I'm such a big proponent of the Democrats and Biden. Like, 4 out of the 7 major
Mm,
policies that Biden has passed as president has been with Republican support. He's throughout his entire career, not just as president, has reached out to the other side, trying to get stuff done. And I think that's really important, especially in the way our government's set up. Whereas like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump and that kind of MAGA wing of the Republican Party don't do that. And we don't have to like guess whether they do that or not. We've seen Marjorie Taylor Greene in office. We've seen Trump in office. They do not negotiate. They do not reach out to the other side. So I think if you're like of the mind, yo, thank you, Third Rate AI, for the Galaxy. I appreciate you. If you're of the mind that you want compromise back and common sense and like working with the other side, then I would definitely recommend you vote for Joe Biden. And if you're not fully on board with it, I think that's a big positive of him as opposed to Trump.
yeah, I mean, I just like to be honest. Like, I really am not 100% sure. Like, I do lean towards Trump, and part of it's just kind of like I don't know every, you know what I mean? Like the average person, they don't know every detail of every single thing. Like they hear the news, they hear the polls,
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
mix things up. But like, just kind of how I feel. All the career politicians, they don't like a lot of people don't like Trump. And like maybe some of that, maybe he kind of pushes people. It's like it just seems to me like for some reason everybody's against
All
him.
stations, we
All
are
the
green to go.
systems
Stand
are
by for
against him. And it
deployment.
just makes me think, why does a corrupt system hate
Let's
him
get
so
that bird
much?
spinning. Finish up. We're airborne in 3. There you are. We got the green light. You're going to the war zone. Grab your gear and shoot. You're up in 3. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
The last guy talked about a bloodbath. Talked about how people
I'll see you on the other side. Your team leader. Set a drop point for your squad,
Looks like
soldier.
a solid LZ to me. LZ marked. Get ready.
Gas is closing on your position. Suggest you hightail it out of there.
Found a contract. Fix the job.
Got a contract here.
Looks like a solid. Got a scavenger contract here.
Yeah, I mean,
Cancel last.
Got loot here.
like you think this stuff is all it's just like the case in
You're clear to engage all targets.
Iraq claiming his property.
Secure the supply boxes. Locations are marked on your attack map.
Overinflating the real estate. And it's like, I get with a REIT, like if he was doing a real estate investment trust and people were investing in that project, like little small people.
You got gas moving in.
People making like 1,000, pay 1,000 into the fund. I get bringing that case in. But like,
One supply box down. 2 remain.
like these are the same.
Your squad made it to the safe zone.
Out of the 2008 financial crisis because they're politicians and they got all this money.
Ammo
and they
depot
were
here.
able to make sure that they did fine, but it's just like for me,
Moving.
it's like a big
Enemy here.
got hurt, like by Trump. You know, it's like, I mean, he did pay the loan back. You know what I mean? Like, he did. Like,
Fraud's fraud, buddy. Fraud is fraud.
but like, I know it was called fraud, but like, and I've been reading articles about it, but it's like, what specific thing did he like make was fraud? Like, I know,
Submitted
like,
fake financial documents. Like he was asking for a loan based on financial documents that were fraudulent. Thank you, Valerie, for the 2 gift cards. Appreciate you. He was saying like, my properties are worth this much. I have this much, etc., etc. He was saying like, go to the banks, operated off of that belief that all of it is fraud. And if you do that, that is fraud. And he did so. Over many fraud.
so, I mean, so you're saying like he made like he claimed his building was worth like 500 million, a normal appraiser would say it's worth like 400 million or something like that. But it's like, in that case, like I've
Moving here. Cancel last. Eyes up.
Like,
This area's
you
hot.
go
Disregard
through
that.
a process, like you run numbers, you do comparables. This property's worth this is worth this. I think my property's worth this, and obviously, like, you like your property, you want to get the most money, so you're gonna say like, oh, well, this is worth more, you know. Like, I mean, you're gonna add a little bit to it. But
Yeah, but there's a difference between.
I fancy some mid-cow rounds.
That's a different story.
I'll have that. Cancel last.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Uppercut movement.
house, like you can make a claim, whatever. Like I could say like, but the thing with like the Trump case is like, was he
Grenade. Move.
showing why he was this or like is there something that he's like hiding information about being serious or something?
Your squad mate is in the gulag. If they survive, they redeploy. Your squad mate has entered the gulag. They'll need to survive to redeploy.
Everything was fraud. Specifically the numbers, though, like or the square root, my favorite.
Your squad mate was sent to the gulag. They'll fight for a chance to redeploy.
30,000 square feet, thus adding like so much value.
This ain't training camp.
Real estate.
It's the gulag. And you gonna have to fight to earn redeployment.
So you're saying like he was claiming that like
Your squad mate just got their ass beat. They are returning to base.
more square feet than it did, or
Your squad mate failed their mission. They're headed back to base. Your squad mate lost the fight. They're RTB at this time.
But I don't. Like that difference is a decent amount. But like,
That's
wouldn't they like? Banks like they're pretty serious. Like wouldn't they like verify this stuff?
Your fight's over, soldier.
They don't have,
Return to base.
you know, they can or they don't.
They hit us hard that time. Let's regroup and get back up there, yep.
Like, why wouldn't they just like, verify? Like,
Because you know, with like high wealth, takes very long time to go through all these properties and all these financial statements, especially when you're dealing with high net worth individuals and all these assets and appraising this, that, and the other. So when you have someone like Donald Trump, who's a public figure, who's at Forbes, stuff like that, you might just be more inclined, and someone you worked with, inclined to, work with them without, going through the entire process of appraisers and stuff like that. So.
yeah, I mean, they assumed, like that. I guess that the property was worth. Like, but at the end of the day, like they made an assumption. I guess like they did their numbers or stuff. Like they might not send somebody there, but they did their numbers and said, "Well, this property's worth this. We think it's worth this." And then they came back with like a counter argument of like, "Okay, we'll loan you this much money," but then he paid them back, right? I mean, he paid back that loan.
Yes, he did. Yes.
But like to me, like in that scenario, it's like he paid back the loan to the bank, so it's like.
Yeah,
and for
but
me,
then,
like
like,
in
think
that
about
case,
this.
it's like, yeah.
Good.
No, I was just saying, like in that case, like he did pay back the bank. They got their money, and like, I mean, even if he did, like, I mean, yeah, with the square feet, like if it's blatantly, like if he was saying like it's 30,000 square feet when it's
Oh,
only
come on.
11, that's a little. But
Come on up here.
but if he was saying
Listen.
it's like,
Listen, chat with Matt for a second because I'm gonna go get more water. Matt, how are you, my man?
Good. How you doing, Harry?
I'm good. I can't complain. Glad to see you again. Can you guys chat for a second while I go grab more water? Is that okay?
yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
because Matt said this guy's killing me. So
Yeah, you're killing me, dude. Listen, I just want to tell you, it doesn't matter like if he paid it back. He paid it back, sure, but he got it on fraudulent terms. And I keep seeing people in the chat with this no victim, no crime. Let me just ask you this. Let's say I go out and drink a case of beer, right? And
Yeah.
I get in my car and I drive 100 miles an hour down the road. I don't hit anybody. I don't get pulled over. I just go home. There's no victim, right? Did I commit a crime? I still committed a crime, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, in that case, I mean, technically, like, crime is found guilty in a court of law. Like, if no police officer.
Use this time for some target practice. Real things coming soon.
Yeah, by the books. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, if Trump, what he did was he still defrauded the bank. Now, I know the bank is not complaining because they got their money back, but what he did was...
Enemies dropping into the
a certain amount
AO.
of money they loan out. So Trump... And if gets his loan, can go to get a loan, and he will not. This person may not...
Prep
get
time's over. Now you deploy to the war zone.
already got a significant amount of money. So there is victims in these cases.
Get that
no
bird
matter-
spinning. Finish up. We're airborne at 3. There you are.
Also,
We got the green light. You're going to the war zone.
money
Grab your gear and shoot. You're up in 3. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
deflate those values in his taxes. So all
Let's roll.
that
Battle Royale.
that's why it's
Gas is approaching on your position. Move to the safe zone. Be advised, cash drop is inbound.
Obviously,
Eliminate all targets in the AO.
like the highest. So, yeah.
Enemy soldier incoming.
I mean, with that, I don't think at the highest level.
Trump's
You
not
know.
even 20. I mean, when you're talking about Trump, 100%. He's as dirty as they've done for as long as
Gas is inbound.
I can't figure out, I said to Harry last time, how one person could vote for this man. When you go through his life, this isn't just a like all of a sudden got corrupt when he started being a politician. He's been corrupt his entire life. I've lived I'm a little bit older than both you guys. I'm just turned 50. So you guys are youngins. I love that you're into politics. It's great stuff. I got in very young too, but I'm also very much a gambler. I've very much been a long time in the East Coast. I've known this man. I've seen what he's done to people, contractors, all in Atlantic City my whole life. And the man is a con man. He's a rip-off artist. He's a bad guy to his core. And I don't think we should have a guy like that leading the country. I don't think he should be leading a lemonade stand. I don't think you wouldn't allow this man in your home. You wouldn't allow this man around your children, around your grandchildren. This is not a man that should be leading the country. We all got to get behind this. Now look, I've told Harry already, he has no chance to win. I just want to get this out of the way. I love that Harry does these lives because it brings people talking, but he is not going to win in November. I can promise you 100%. If he wins in November, I will actually come on here and take a beating, or wherever anybody else wants to grab me on a live, I'll sit there and just take a beating, and you can call me anything you want for hours and hours and hours. It's never going to happen. He will never win. He'll never be president again, I promise you. So every Democrat in here that's getting a little bit, look at the polls and this, and look at the people at the rallies, sit back and relax. And
See-
remember, Matt told you.
I love when you say this to me because it's so reassuring. Like your confidence is genuinely reassuring. I
never-
get worried.
I've never been more sure about anything in my life. He's not winning.
Well, God help us if he does. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also feeling your optimism.
Every day that goes by, what he does and says, and how he acts, it's just is like I smile more each morning.
Because you know what I think? The past couple of years, people haven't been. Biden's not paying attention at all. Things like that. So now that he's like, he's the nominee. People are really starting to pay attention more, and you're seeing this backlash and bloodbath.
Look,
Fire.
and if you saw the rally in Ohio when he talked about the bloodbath, people were leaving in the middle of that speech. That speech was so weak, so
Yeah.
low energy, and such the same nonsense repeating over and over again. It was so boring. I watched this and laughed because he's so out of it. And they want to talk about Biden and mention all this stuff. If you watch a full Trump speech, I mean, you almost want to just jump off your roof. It's terrible. It's who listens to that stuff? It's the same.
You got a loadout drop
It's the
inbound.
same. And then he always jumps into the election was rigged. I mean, it's all nonsense. It's going to be so sickening. People are going to have enough. And
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Biden's got so much money to spend. There's going to be so many. He's going to take over the airwaves by November. This is not going to be a very close race. I'm telling you, it's going to be pretty much exactly like it happened last time, but we're going to get a little bit more in each state, and electoral map's going to be almost exactly the same.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't think like Biden's clueless. And kind of, I guess, like propaganda to say that like, oh, he doesn't even know where he is. Like, I mean,
Well, the
obviously
right-wing-
the guy knows where he is.
They're all over the place. I mean, one day he's a mastermind criminal with Hunter. The next day he's clueless. Dumb Joe. They don't even know where to go with him. It's like the right wing has been trying so much to paint this guy as either dead, on drugs the other night on State Union, or can't think for himself, and then
Gas is closing in.
foreign mastermind to be able to get on a board and get all this money in for his entire family. They can't even come up with a narrative for Joe Biden. It's just, it's a total mess. The Republican Party's in a mess. They haven't won a real election back since 2016. They've been getting more across the board every time. The polls have been wrong. Roe v. Wade's going to be huge in 2024, just like it's been huge since the Supreme Court overturned it. So the Democrats have all the momentum right now. Nobody worry a thing. We're going to take it in November. We're going to take it.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
I just have one question about the documents thing before I know you guys probably got other people coming on, but like with Trump's documents, like what I think in that scenario, right? Like he was president, he walked out. Like me personally, I think there should be a law where no president has classified documents in their personal residence. You know, because I mean, there's so much that can go wrong. Like I mean, like Bill Clinton, he had some documents and some. Like Mike Pence had classified documents, and Trump had classified documents, and Biden, he had classified documents. Well, like in that case, it's like when Biden had those documents, he was like a senator and vice president. Like, I mean, kind of how I see it is like he didn't really have any authority to have those documents, you know, with him in that case. I mean, like, what do you think about that? Like, should he have, like, did he have authority to have those?
Well, I mean, Biden didn't have like authority to have them, but in order to prove like a crime, it has to be intentional and willful, and like you knowingly doing it. And the special counsel that investigated Biden found no evidence as such, or at least not enough evidence to prosecute. Whereas
Yeah,
with Trump,
I mean, like,
again, he admitted on audio.
I mean, the thing is, like, with that, like, I read the special counsel also said Biden was a forgetful man.
No.
too.
that what he said was Biden at a trial. He didn't think he would get a conviction for Biden. One of the things was that Biden at trial would present himself as a well-meaning old man with a fuzzy memory, and that's not. That wasn't
Requesting
like a
fire
trial
mission.
based on
Target
his
marked.
Ability to serve as president.
Copy
They're
that.
just
Mortar
saying,
strike
like,
inbound.
yeah, a
He
lot of
played that
events.
part.
Yeah, well, not only played a part, but a lot of these things
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Fire sale active. Buy station prices have been
Yeah, and also
reduced.
in the special counsel also in the same thing with Biden. In the transcript of that interview, he said, wow, Mr. Biden, you have a photographic memory of all this, but he didn't include that in his report, which I thought was odd and pretty much he should have included that report. If he was going to include the bad stuff about Biden's memory, for him to not include that in the report. Also.
Well, yeah, her, I think, pretty disingenuously in that report. So
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I just like kind of how I see it is like defend their own. Like, I mean, like Republicans, they're insistent that there's hard proof on Biden. Like, and it's Democrats. They kind of
Gas is moving.
I really don't know. I just hear a lot of people. I don't really, you know, like when I was listening to the Trump stuff and it's like if you listen with like wow, that's like I was like I try to listen to things with an open mind and it's like I was like wow, like when I was listening to why they should
Fire sale's over. Adjusting prices.
and then when I listen to the Republican side, I'm like, man, this guy, he's being attacked. This is unfair. I feel like both sides, they're so good at the game. And if you have an open mind, you're gonna, you know, be confused, I guess, a little bit. A lot of the politicians are sort of acting big advantage in that stuff. So, I don't know, it's tough to know what's going
a
I
good
think
rule
it's
of
like-
thumb is take whatever Trump says and
The misspellings of your Republicans in your chat and the way their sentence structured. The people down there in the chat, lying is not spelled L-I-E-I-N-G. It's L-Y-I-N-G. Where do you get these people from, Harry? You bring them up. I have no idea what they're talking about, and then you have to mute them just to get your point across. Do you know where these people come from? I would love to. Do you find them and then interview them beforehand and go?
no. You know, as I've said before in my lives, I was like, they got to go back to the caves they crawled from. Go
Like,
back.
Truth Known has come up here. You know, he's eloquent. He speaks very well. There's no way he can vote for Trump when he's intelligent, can speak this way. You have to vote for Joe Biden. You heard the other people that come up here and talk, and they're mad. Do you want to be associated with them? It's impossible that you want to be associated with those people. Come on.
Yeah, truth. No, you're too like willing.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I think there's crazies on, like, both sides, you know what I mean? Like, they'll, like, there's a lot of people that are, like, scream, like, you guys are very rational, and it's like, for me, like, I like being around rational, calm people, even though I'm not gonna agree on every issue with everybody, you know, there's definitely, like, I just want to, sanctioned Iran so they didn't have money to fund Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis. And it's like, I don't know if this is 100% true, but like, apparently there was $6 billion that Biden froze, and it went back to Iran. And it's just things like that make me question, like, why, like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would we increase the largest state-sponsored terrorism in the world? You know, like, I mean, did you hear about that, or like, is that
Yeah,
true?
well, that was for there were Americans being held in Iran, and we unfroze money that wasn't even American money. It was money it was South Korean money for oil that they purchased a while back. We unfroze that money so we could get Americans back home. And also, that money was only to be used for humanitarian purposes. Like, it was under strict watch management monitored by the United States and Qatar. Bad purpose. Again, the United States Treasury cut it off. So yeah, they couldn't use it on weapons, and it was to bring Americans back home.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously I want to bring Americans home. There has to be it's just like, I mean, I watch carefully. Like, I mean, you see.
Hey, I know money doesn't grow on trees, but it is covering the ground.
I just don't
And
know.
it was
Like,
in an American bank account. You know, like we had full.
it was
watch.
hard.
Yeah, so with collaboration. Yeah, that's right.
So it's like, it's just like, it's just like,
Man, that's all they wrote. A well-earned redeployment, soldier. Stand by.
Going against our interests. They're
Gulag's locked down. Area is clear. You made the top 25. Well done. Friendly loadout drops on the way.
It's like, I don't know. It's like the Ukraine war too. It's like, at the Minsk Accords, we made a pact that we wouldn't expand, NATO wouldn't expand into Ukraine. And it's like we were talking about having Ukraine join NATO, and I think what Putin has done is horrifying. He is not, I mean, it's horrifying what he's done, but I almost feel like
Gas is closing in.
by violating the Minsk Accords in that process. Like, I mean, like, what do you think about, like, the Ukraine, like, situation, or, like, I mean, was there things that we did that kind of, like, escalated that, or, like, what do you think?
No, this is entirely on Putin. You know, he's the one launching an illegal invasion, even killing innocent people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And you know, the United States and Ukraine didn't do anything to like egg them on. You know, Putin will claim, oh, there's like NATO expansion, oh, there's this or that. It's all crap. And he's been wanting to go after Ukraine for a while now. It started in 2014 with Crimea and the Donbass, this whole thing, right? But no, it's solely on Putin, and any like, you know, of these like Republicans that try to tell you it's not are quite literally spreading Russian propaganda that Putin wants to spread.
Yeah, it's so important that we protect Ukraine. And with the next administration, I mean, it'd be so scary for what they would do, because if we allow Russia to do this, you know it's going to just go right into Poland and God knows what else. And it's I don't think it could be expressed how important this is that we continue to support Ukraine. If we don't, we got to continue against Putin, or I don't know where this ends up, but not in a good place for sure.
Gas is closing in.
I
Get
think
to
we
the new
gotta try
safe
to
zone.
I mean, we do have to try to find an end to this war, though, because, like, I think, like, long term, Russia has taken many casualties. I think they've lost hundreds of thousands of ground troops in this war. Like, they've been hit. Like, Ukraine's fought pretty hard, and it's like, but I think at a certain point, like, end of the day, Russia may have more people. So if this becomes a war of attrition, eventually they're gonna take the country. And
Gas is inbound.
now, especially, like, we have to try to make a deal where, like, I mean, you gotta give him something, you know, just kind of enforce that. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, I'm not in the Oval Office. Like, it's complicated. Like, all I know is what I hear in the news, and it's like, I don't know if that's, you know, true. And it's just like,
10. Win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, we all want people to stop dying. But when we're like trying to talk about complex foreign policy, and he goes, "Yeah, I just want people to stop dying." We're like, "Yes, thank you, Mr. Manchild." We all want people to stop dying. How do we best make it that people stop dying? How do we preserve lasting peace?
Gas is inbound.
Like,
Marking a new
shit,
safe
he
zone.
says like a very basic statement like that, and people are like, "Hell yeah, yeah," as if Joe Biden is not wanting people to stop dying.
Yeah, it's only because Trump never has a plan. He never has a plan on that. He never had an infrastructure plan. He never had a healthcare plan. He never has a plan. Base will flock to it and just cheer or make up a shirt or whatever because he never has a plan.
You got gas moving in.
And Biden has actual plans to do things and tries to get them implemented.
Less than 10, we're still standing.
Always
The enemy took that one, but we'll get them back.
Like with the Ukraine, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, has Biden set a specific plan that he has to end this war? I mean, is there a plan, or is it just keep funneling money into Ukraine and hope Putin stops attacking?
Oh, I mean, for the record, like we have said to Putin, like we will negotiate an end to this war. Biden has been like, yeah, well, we want this war to end, but they can't just take Ukrainian land. So our position is that Russia cannot take any Ukrainian land, and then we can move forward with peace. But as long as Russia is still bombing innocent Ukrainians, there's going to be no negotiation.
But how are they gonna, like? I mean, you got to see from Russia's perspective. Like, I don't agree with it, but from their perspective, it's like they need something. Like, if we're just gonna say we're not gonna give you an inch of land, I mean,
Yeah, no,
like,
I disagree. I don't think that if we were in World War II, we'd have to say like, well, you know, you got to see it from Germany's perspective, right? Just like I don't have to see it from Putin's perspective.
Russia also has the most nuclear weapons out of any country in the world.
Yeah, many of them are defunct.
But still, I mean, they have enough to destroy the planet that work.
So do we. I mean, every country has enough to destroy the planet, or you know, at least these modern militaries do. But yeah, I don't. You know, if they want to go about bombing like nuclear bombs in Ukraine, then that's going to turn very very poorly for them and the entire world. I don't think they're going to go there.
Yeah, it's just the thing. Like for me, like I don't think Putin's a good guy, but I think the people around him, like I fear like the people around him are much more radical, and they're not going to hesitate to use nukes. Where like Putin, yeah, he's not a good dude, but he at least knows that'll, like, we got to try not to do that, you know. And it's just like I feel like this war has to try to be ended sooner than later. Like, I mean, under like Biden, I hope, like, he's president now. I mean, he's guaranteed.
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up and stand by.
This gets spotted. And I think it has to.
Yeah, and that's why we shouldn't put a reality TV star at the helm of the strongest country in the world. We should have people who are experienced statesmen, people who have experience in politics and leadership, and not somebody who is firing people on The Apprentice like 30 years ago. It is complex, so why would we put this guy in? This is not a statesman, you know?
Yeah, no, he's not a traditional, you know, politician. I think initially that's...
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Like, at least you would, you know, you might not you know, and I think that, like, you don't really know where they stand on it. I'm still trying to, I think everybody's trying to figure out what... Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's just a tough spot. But I think, like, for me, it's like, at the end of the day, we're all humans. Like, we're all on the same side. It's like, you know, we've all been through a bunch of, you know,
Enemy soldier incoming.
even, like, you know, I think that's what he's been through in his life. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that's horrifying. You know, I mean, Trump, he lost a brother to alcoholism. I mean, that's the thing. Like I had Ron Jr., the coach one time. I actually sat next to him.
I'm
And
so sorry.
Yeah,
it was
great.
It
That's a
was
tough
it
fight.
was it was weird.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Because, I mean, anybody in that high political spot or
Prep for dust off. We're up in 3 mics. Let's move.
it's like
Gang's all here.
I just didn't feel like
Word came down. We are green to go. So gear up and grab your chutes. We're going to the war zone. You are cleared hot on all threats. Watch your ass down there.
I'll see you on the other side. Resurgence. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster.
A firm.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
And they didn't know how to speak any different.
Now they know better.
And no, so they have to learn this.
An enemy squad's hunting you. Stay sharp.
I wouldn't say that it's terrible kind of speaking. You simply have to acknowledge people the way that they would like to be acknowledged. And then, that is not...
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
That's not...
Didn't it affect comedians also though? Like comedians had to change their...
Nope.
Deploy the counter.
Cancel my last.
7,000 times. The difference is... no one will book them. They'll lose their special. They'll be taken off...
Moving. Enemy in the area. Taking attention fire.
Anything you would like. Anything. There are consequences for your behavior. And you seem to be frustrated that losing that privilege of being able to behave as badly as you want without consequence, you seem to feel that losing that
Marksman rifle here.
privilege is somehow either a bad thing or an impressive thing. It's
well, no, I think there's... when I watched TV, like maybe 20 years ago,
yeah?
they always put fine print for entertainment
LMG marked.
purposes, right?
Enemy marked.
Now, if you go into the
Moving here.
on a certain platform, if
It
it's
is.
for entertainment purpose only,
It is.
but it's not. It's still, it's still unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. Because when you don't have a special
We got an armor box here.
minutes of it is just like a transphobic rant.
Assault rifle here.
Still
He said everything he wanted to say. No one stopped. He suffered the consequences of it. Like he's held accountable for...
You're losing ground. Move it.
They're gunning for me. Need medical aid.
Wait a minute, those people, the audience of Chappelle, they love what he's speaking about. Against that same audience. And now
The sniper's down.
Friendly mortar strike on the area. We are returning you to the front. Earn this. All squad members are in the safe zone.
The people that...
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your TAC map. Go get hunting. The enemy is no longer tracking you. You lost them.
You can laugh all you want. You're going to be called a bigot because of it. And if you don't want to be called a bigot, then don't be a bigot. And if you don't care about being called a bigot, if you're not called a bigot, then
Loadout drop headed your way.
comedy,
Enemy soldier incoming.
like,
anyone can make comedy about anything.
they don't have that, they don't have that, kind of,
Well, trans.
Mark the remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down.
Well, do it about sis.
We make
Need high cal rounds.
We say that you have issues and that you are working it out, and no one cares. You can make a joke about
Your squad mates redeploying. Well done.
You can make a joke about Anne Frank and the Holocaust. You can make a joke about anything, and if it is funny and in good taste and not hunting down.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Friendly precision airstrike inbound. I'd fancy some mid-cal rounds.
Like the terminology trans women. Is that
Moving.
Only 25 remain.
okay? And then there's women. So why does it say trans women or women?
Disregard that.
Trans?
Well,
We've got 10 squads active in the field. You got reinforcements inbound.
If they say they're women, yeah, I'm gonna say okay. I'm just because that's discrimination. Trans.
trans is an adjective. It's describing the proper noun. So, do you
Enemies dropping into the
We
AO.
have short women, we have fat women, we have smart women, we have dumb women, we have funny women. It's just an adjective that's describing what that woman is, and that woman.
Right,
is
and that's discrimination. If you
How
put
is
in
it
the adjective.
How is it discrimination? If I say that no trans women can get this job, that's discrimination. Are allowed to if I just say trans women.
Gas is moving.
Using an accurate adjective in order to describe a person isn't discrimination. The same way that it's not to call cisgendered women cis women. It's not discrimination.
Well, here's why I think it's discrimination. Maybe I can change my mind, but like
Head to the safe zone.
If it says trans women or women, right? And let's say this person goes down to the government office, right? And they need to, recover their property or something, right?
Okay.
And with the ICE, we're gonna, at the government office, they're gonna ask them, some information, right?
Enemy visual.
And why can't the person say,
Confirmed, and we located
Need high cal rounds.
So when the person looked up the file, they couldn't find it.
I'd fancy some mid-cal rounds.
Why are you on
So they said you go under a different name.
Movement here.
And she said trans. So file in a separate drawer.
Okay, well, if I would, you're
Use the revive.
trans, it files probably alphabetically, but anyway. If you previously had a different name, whatever government issued document you're using.
Fire!
People and not needing queer people.
Friendly mortar strike inbound.
And you go in to find something that was under your previous name, regardless of your
They would have file
Resurgence is about to end. Make it count.
Not at all. If you legally change your name, you're going to get information to verify who you are. That process is not.
Gas is closing in.
Obviously, you have a lot of issues with trans people, but the talking points that you're using aren't very good. They're nothing.
I'm trying to keep it simple. Because when it gets complex,
Get to the safe zone.
competitive, right?
it's a particularly complex discussion? Do you think it's a huge argument to just, I don't know, treat everyone
Requesting
equally
recon
and not be an
flyover.
ass?
To treat everyone equally.
Yeah, like if you think that if you're like, well, I met a trans woman, but in my head, I think she's just a man with a mental illness. Well, I have to deal with this all the time that I think have mental illness. They believe in magical space creatures that created shit. But rather than being a dick to them and going up to them and saying, I think all of your
Assault
beliefs are
rifle
wrong,"
here.
I'm just gonna say, hey Steve, how's your day? And then just move on with my life. Like, you don't have to agree with people in order to not be a dick.
Right.
Enemy buy station incoming.
Here, like, because the trans people are people, right?
Resurgence has closed. No more second chances.
Abortion is none of your business. So, if trans people are people,
Supply crates are restocked. Advise you
can
load
just
up
leave it
now.
as people, and the trans part.
I'm taking effective fire.
I agree. The second we're willing to walk away,
Right. Okay. I see. Because there's a division.
we don't have to, outside of the perimeters of the and outside of the discussion,
We've got an armor box here.
the term trans and cis are never used.
Cheeky bastard!
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps.
Called cisgender in real life.
You're losing ground.
Never.
Never. So people are furious about something that is never.
Less than 25, we're still standing. Failure ain't fatal. It's just an opportunity to do better.
The word, not
Contact!
And how many times do you think in my life I have been called a slur by virtue of being gay?
Right. Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah.
And time over. So a group of people that have never experienced a group of people that have experienced the thing that they're mad about ad nauseum. We've experienced it over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Don't you think the cis people? You know, we say like the gay people are in the closet, but weren't the cis people in the closet also, or?
No, cis people are not in the closet. Also, I don't know if you were familiar with those terms mean, but almost all gay people are cis. Almost all lesbians are cisgendered. Almost all gay people are cisgendered. Almost all bisexual people are cisgendered. Almost all queer people are also cisgendered. Almost all.
The CIS.
Yeah?
If you can clarify that for me.
Wait, so you're mad about it and you don't even know what it means?
No, I have a general idea because you're putting it versus.
Okay, what do you think it means?
Male, female.
Kinda. Cis means that your neurobiological gender, how you identify, and your biological sex, your DNA and your chromosomes and your genitalia, it means that those two things are congruent. They match. So if you were born male, you've got XY chromosomes and a penis, and you identify as a man, you see yourself as a dude, then you're cisgendered. Your neurobiological gender and your biological sex are congruent. They match. So for most gay people, for almost all gay people, they are cisgendered. Their gender and their sex match. But some people, trans people, their neurobiological gender and their biological sex are incongruent. They don't match, which makes them transgender.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I needed to, know a little bit more. But
all right. That's fair.
so I can get into the discussions more, right? Because I think I've progressed a little today. So
Do you mind if I ask you
But,
where-ish in Canada you're from?
yeah, Ontario, Toronto.
Oh, wait, do you live in Toronto?
Yes.
Okay, well, your exposure to people that are different from you, not just...
Gear up fast. We're about to get evil.
It's hard for me to imagine something that lives in Toronto, having a kind of bigotry towards a group of people when you are exposed to them.
Yeah, but you're not really like. For me, I'm not really exposed, like because that would have the.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
DM spam filter.
All stations.
Filter
This is
all
Shadow
direct
01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Bye.
Thank you for your follows. It's my Galaxy gifters.
Allow teams from server members. Allow act.
Yes, sir! Let me see some W's in the chat!
Resurgence. Survive the timer to secure
Yes,
redeployment.
sir!
Earn points to speed up the countdown.
Whoa! On your
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
yeah, baby! Ah! Hold this! Hold this! I'm on top of you, son!
You're being tracked by an enemy squad. Evade and
I got
survive.
lucky enough to get a phone console. A phone console isn't something
Moving here.
that is common by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a guaranteed thing. You can't request one. It's just a thing of convenience for the surgeon themselves. So I got a phone console. Really fucking well. Like, could not have gone better. Got it 2 days after I put in my application. And again, my surgeon, I cannot speak for all surgeons, does not. It's not what? It does not take requests. A console. I guess what you could do, if you want to, either an email or a phone call, say, hey. But every so often, just remind them that
You're getting another chance. Make it count.
A reminder that, hey, I'm here, I'm interested.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Yeah, that can be. As well as you know of Jeffrey Marsh. I do, and Jeffrey Marsh, he is an absolutely amazing person. Is he him or is he they them? I've forgotten Jeffrey's pronouns. God damn it. Be the odds of regret are less than 1%. They them. Okay, I apologize. They them. Jeffrey Marsh is an amazing human being. I love them. Jeffrey, I would love to speak with Jeffrey time.
Stand by for redeployment.
Absolutely amazing. I love the approach that they have. That's actually something that I want to kind of to my debates. I want to take the gentle parenting approach. But I have to learn a bit about gentle parenting before I can do that. Saved your life many times, badass. That's awesome. Yeah.
redeploying.
I'm just glad that people are able to get through to people. That's it. I don't care what the methodology is. I don't care. Like, if you can get through to someone and help them, that's the end goal. That's all I care about.
Loadout drops on the way.
What study?
Get ready. You're redeploying. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Resurging. Go get your revenge. Enemies dropping into the AO. Gas is moving. Target down. Marking the rest of them. Fire sale is active. Buy station prices are adjusted. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your TAC map. Get hunting. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Get ready. Resurgence window's about to close. Fire sale's done. Prices are back to normal. You got gas moving in. Enemy visual. Kill confirmed. We located the rest of them. You're back on station. Go get after it. Enemies dropping into the AO. There are 24 enemies active. Kill them all. Resurgence has been deactivated. This is the end game. Five remained. We lost that one, but we'll get those sumbitches next time.